Hello everybody, it's Games here. Today I have come to the conclusion that only one of the following two possibilities is true, but definitely one of the two in terms of myself. So I've decided that I'm either trans mask situation with ADHD, or I am non binary or like some sort of cis with autism and ADHD. Okay? It cannot be the case that I am both a boy and autistic. That feels like a lot for me. That feels like a lot for me. And I think in terms of bridges to cross and sort of things to get over, like, I'm a pretty woke person, but I'm not quite that woke. And I don't know if I believe in all that as a journey for me specifically. For other people, maybe. But that doesn't sound like me. And I do think that there are certain correspondences and certain inconsistencies that I'm seeing within myself that could be explained by one or the other. And the things that I feel like, oh, this is making me think I might be more transmasculine than I'm currently accepting or believing in right now are because of autism instead of actually being transmasculine, or, oh, more transmasculine. I can keep non-binary. I can keep genderqueer, gender non-conforming. Or this feeling I have of, okay, am I autistic is just coming from like a lot of transmasculine mix-ups with my socialization. First, let me give you my social history. I'll let you guys like come to the conclusion. Like, I don't have any strong leanings one or the other. I do feel that it's like sort of a binary choice. Definitely have ADHD though. Can you tell from the way that I've not been able to? Right. Also, like, my hair, I sort of regret cutting it to this length. It used to be, like, my hair used to be, you've seen the videos, it used to be so much longer. And then I cut it to my chin, right? So first I cut it to like here, and then I cut it to my chin, and then it's like been up into twists, so it's been like sort of like at my chin, and then dropping a little bit, like a little bit higher, and then dropping. And then like I took out the twist, and my hair has grown, right? So now it's fairly long again. Which I feel like this is just such an awkward length to be, and especially like an awkward weight to have like around my face that just feels not conducive to the fantasy that I'm trying to give. That's why my hair was in a ponytail today, but it was a shit looking ponytail, so I had to take it down for this. Like, that's kind of fine. I am in the womb of my mother. We're looking at the ultrasound. There is no penis. It's giving girl. It's giving girl from the ultrasound. You know what I mean? From the imaging. And tell me why my mother was battling between the names Ryan, Chase, and then the name she actually ended up giving me, which is like an African girl's name. Like, it's clearly like a feminine name. I won't say it right now because I'm not trying to dox myself. And it's kind of like a fairly like uncommon name. Like, I just don't feel like it'd be that difficult to track me down if I said it. But like, tell me why those were her three options. Ryan at the top of the list was Ryan. So clearly there was confusion on all parts. Like, I'm not the only one. Like, it'd be one thing if I was the only one confused, but clearly everybody was fucking confused. I wasn't even in the world yet. Ryan, Chase, and then a girl's name that's clearly black. Like, I think the reason she went with the name that she gave me was because it was African, not because of let me not give my girl child a boy's name. Okay, Ryan. Like, is Ryan even like? I guess there's Ryan Destiny. That's a beautiful woman. And maybe if I had been given a boy's name, I would have become a beautiful woman. But instead, she gave me a girl's name, and look where, like, oh my god, it was fine, and then I fucked it. Fuck. Um, but yeah, and you know, since then, I never like. It's a weird thing of where although like for the past like 5 or 6 years, I've been using an interesting set of pronouns for myself. I've been using both like she, her, and he, him for like the past 5 or 6 years. But not until the last 2 years did I ever consider that I might be transgender. Like I've never really thought of myself as transgender, and except for like recently, like because I don't know if people keep saying, games that you might be a little bit more transgender. Like people keep calling me a gay man, and I'm like, I don't know, I didn't know that was happening. Oh my god, look at this one I forgot to take out. Let me do that now. Well, I got you here. Is this even going to be high enough resolution for me to see? Maybe I can look at it from here. But yeah, like, I never really thought of myself as trans because the kind of gender that I was, like, trying to express with my use of pronouns and the way that I, like, dress and the way that, like, I operate in the spaces that I take up and like the roles that I find myself taking in like social dynamics with other people are ones that I feel like aren't new to me and are something that generally speaking has been expected of me my whole life. Like, number one, my mom was very free in like what I was wanted to do. Like, she never like pressured me to like girls things or anything like that. Like, there was church every Sunday and she made me wear horribly uncomfortable dresses and tights to that, but like beyond that, she let me, Halloween, I say I want to be Michael Jackson, she says okay, you can be Michael Jackson. um Like, whenever we go to the McDonald's, I ask for a boy's toy. She gives me the boy's toy for Christmas. She never bothered getting me any dolls. She never bothered buying me any, like, dresses that weren't, like, church-style dresses. She let me do what I want. Like, I said, like, I want to do karate classes. She did that. I said I wanted to be a skateboarder. She let me do that. Like, I've never felt pressure from her to be more feminine or like more girl-like. And I don't know, that's why like with my family, specifically with my mom, like she does not understand my pronouns. She and I don't feel the need to be called like to be like addressed like he, him by her, because like my mom knows me, like she knows who I am, like she gets my whole deal, whereas like a stranger might not get my whole deal because they haven't like raised me and understand everything. So I feel like my pronouns are helpful to people like that so that they understand my whole deal. I honestly like have been more into like he, she, any pronouns, or like in professional settings I just say like, yeah, I guess I use any pronouns, because I don't think that I really feel particularly connected to any set of pronouns. Like, everything I hear feels a little bit weird and a little bit right at the same time. But yeah, like, I never felt like pressure to be anything specific from her, and then I never felt like outside of my home people were treating me like a girl. And I think that had a lot to do with like, I'm not interested in doing things that are traditionally feminine, on one hand, and I'm also black, so I'm not like the pretty like blonde, soft, soft spoken sort of thing. I'm a loud black child, messy hair, and I never felt like anybody was treating me like a girl. Um, and that had its benefits and its negatives because people weren't also treating me like a boy. I feel like, when you're young, like you can be friends with anybody, but I definitely like remember situations where it got to be a certain age and it was like, oh, we don't want to really hang out with you anymore. All the friends that I had that were like the boys didn't really want to hang out with me anymore. I sort of felt, I don't know, the girls weren't doing things that I was like particularly interested in, so I don't know, I always very strongly identified as being like a tomboy, right? Like I never thought like, oh, I'm a boy, like I'm a boy. I always felt like a tomboy, very specifically like that kind of experience, which is why like, I'm not necessarily saying I'm a boy now. I'm also old. I'm too old to be a boy at this point in my life. And I don't think that I'm a man. I don't know. It's also hard because I'm not particularly feminine. I mean, I'm not particularly masculine. Like, I would never, like, come on. Like, I'm just not masculine. I don't even think, like I'm masculine in, like, or feminine in, like, a gay man's way. I think I don't know if I don't have any kind of masculinity within me. I don't know, like, I don't feel very feminine. I feel like I could see myself as being feminine easier than I could as being masculine, which really bothers me. Like, I remember in high school this was actually the catalyst for me to change my fucking pronouns publicly, is I was at the sleepover and we were like going around the room for some reason and like saying like, okay, let's see how like what percentage masculine to feminine everybody in the room is. And somebody looked at me and went, yeah, Games, to me you're like 90 feminine, 10 masculine. And when I tell you my sense of self shattered, it was like, no, we can, no, we can, what are people looking at me and seeing? 90, I thought I was going to be like 50-50. I thought I was living my tomboy fantasy. The whole time, these people thought I was a girl. And that just, I don't know, for whatever reason, it wasn't working for me, so I had to change my pronouns. I just went in and I changed it. That was like the final push that I needed, I think. So that's like my social history. And you're watching this video, you can get whatever vibe is. Like, I won't be upset if you say the vibe is girl. Well, I will be upset, not at you, but with myself. It's not your fault. I'd love for people to give me an accurate read on the vibes. I don't want to be delusional. I don't want to live my pronoun induced psychosis. Like, let me, oh, is this it? Like, let me tell you the extent to which, like, putting on this hat, or especially if I go just like that, induces within me, like, a sort of unreality that I don't think is responsible for me to live with. And my hair is too long, but it's fine. And then let's look here. Let's look here. I don't want to live my life in a state of pronoun-induced psychosis. Like, I don't want to do that. However, like, it's kind of giving boy visually, like, just from looking, like, it's low-key boy, right? Like a little, like, it's, I'm not saying that it's, like, a crazy extent. Like, I'm not saying that I'm unclockable on the street. I am saying that multiple times I've had children come up to me and say, like, Games, before we started talking, I didn't know if you were a boy or a girl. And then there are things that I can do to augment the experience even further. I present to you, it should be noted that I also do drag. My like drag persona's name is Jesus Crisis. Let's find a good picture. And like the extent to which, let me pull up. Sorry, this is so annoying. But like, isn't that a little bit male? Ignore my gay eyes. My friends keep telling me I have gay autistic eyes. I think my eyes are either gay slash male slash transmask or autistic slash autism. But like, look, isn't that like giving male low key? Low key, this is actually a really good outfit. I might do a video in drag one day, or like getting into drag one day. This was a good look for me. Like, this was a good look. I don't know. Like, isn't that male low key? All I did was draw facial hair on me. And then I look at my body in the mirror and like I don't know how to I don't want to be too graphic, but it doesn't like I feel like from certain angles my body is kind of like a masculine configuration. And like I have chest obviously, and sometimes I bind, but I'm not binding now. I mean, you can sort of actually see the contours here, and this is sort of because I'm wearing black as well. But sometimes like I just don't need to do it. Like I don't have, and even sometimes I look at my chest and I go, that just is not giving. And like I don't need anybody to tell me I'm delusional on the internet. Like I'm aware. Just because I might not be lucid, but I am aware that it's a possibility that I'm experiencing pronoun-induced psychosis. But I do feel the fantasy sometimes, and I feel like, in a certain sense, that is being validated by what I'm seeing. And it's giving a little bit trans-masculine. Would I transition? I would say that not until I'm like 40. Like medically speaking, like I'd hop on testosterone at like 35. I still think that I've got like some mileage, like some I feel like there's a lot I can get going in this sort of habitus, like I don't feel like the strong need to change things now. I feel like there's still a lot of things that I can explore and experiment with right now. And I'm like fairly happy with what I got going on. And I'm also fairly like busy. I don't want to go through like a transition right now. And again, like I love my mom down. Like she is so supportive of me being gay as hell. I came out to her I came out to her years and years ago as bisexual. Turns out this whole time she thought I was a lesbian. Like up until like a couple of days ago, I said I continued, I'm bisexual, and she was like, you and men, I just don't see it. And here's the thing, again, I'm not that masculine. Like I don't know what it is where nobody's ever assuming, like everybody assumes that I'm gay. I can't convincingly say to anybody that I'm straight. Like nobody would ever believe me. And I don't know what that comes about from, because I'm not like masculine. Like I just wear pants and buttoned up shirts. Like I don't get what everybody is reading as gay. I don't understand it. Which leads me to believe it must be a gender something that people are picking up on, but it's not a gender that's easily, I don't know, it's kind of a complicated gender or situation. And that's what people treat me like. They treat me like a gay person. I for the longest time I did identify as like dyke. I think that just felt like what my gender was, like very dyke-ish. Am I gonna get taken down for saying dyke? Like, look at me. YouTube, literally look at me. I'm not using it as a slur. I love it. I was the most at peace I've ever felt with my life. I'm feeling a little bit too bisexual these days, a little bit too much thoughts of men. So one too many men. Yeah. One too many crash outs over these men. It's just can I hold dyke? Can I be the one? Like, I still think I should be able to say the word, but like it's just not giving dyke gender at the moment. So yeah, it's complicated. So that's the trans mass side of the story. Autism side. Like, maybe I'm just autistic. Maybe I am. You know, it took me the longest time to accept being ADHD. And I was like, there's no way. But I definitely got that shit. Like, I have that shit down. Yeah, so, so is it the same thing where I'm resistant to say autism? And I know, like, autism and ADHD can interact in an interesting way. And I do feel like I have more sensory stuff than the average person with ADHD alone does. And I do feel as though I don't know. Like, I've just sort of accepted the fact that me and the public are always going to be at odds, like, socially. Like, I'm not going to quite be able to get into the swing of anything. Like, I just accepted that, and I accepted that it's more painful trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm just here. I'm just here, you know? And that usually works out for me. Like, I just accept that, you know, the social interaction is not going to go well. But I don't think I'm autistic. I don't. I was really living my autistic fantasy a couple of days ago, but if I'm not autistic, that means I have to be transmasked, and I don't. I don't know if I'm committed to this lifestyle yet, you guys. Like, I can't, like, please don't expect me to be a man. Please don't expect me to take care of these women. I can't take care of you. I need a caretaker. Like, I think that I might genuinely, like, I'd be the kind of person to enter, like, a sub-dom relationship and, like, get no sexual fantasy out of it, just, like, be able to have a caretaker that's there and I don't have to pay for it. Like, tell me where to go, tell me what to do. Maybe I should also make a video about kink, because this is not a good point. That's just me oversharing. When do I not overshare, though? I feel I'm not gonna mention what I was gonna mention. I've thought better of it just now. I wish there was, like, a word for, like, fish, but, like, transmask. Okay, but that's all I have to say. What do we think? Did I have a weird experience being socialized because I was autistic, or because I was just living a different gender than what there are readily molds to slot into? Because here's the thing, like, I was not treated as a girl, I don't think. I was also not treated as a boy. I was treated as nothing. Or maybe I'm just bullied and lonely. I don't know. Definitely neurodiverse. Definitely gender diverse. But, like, what are the specifics there, you know? Yeah, like, like, the thing is, the way for me to look more boyish at this point in my life is to like mask it up. But I think if I were a boy, I wouldn't be a masculine one. So I have to sort of wear this, like, costume, and then I talk the way that I talk, and I act the way that I act. And it's like everybody's confused. I don't know. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna do what I want regardless. Like, somebody could, like, climb through my ear into my brain and check things out and say, yeah, it's not giving trans masc. And I'm gonna still, if I feel like doing man shit, I'm gonna do man shit. That's it. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, I don't think there's actually an answer. But that's why I've decided to just choose one of these two paths and barrel forward. Yeah. I hope this video recorded. What am I gonna call it? Oh my god, you're already gonna know. I don't know at this point what the video is called. Well,